Reggie Barlow. Holy
Hey YouTube, it's your girl Sporty Shorty, and welcome to my channel. As you can see today, I got a very special guest in the building, Super Bowl champion, Swag Hall of Famer, Mr. Reggie Barlow.
Hello. How's it going?
So we're gonna get into some topics today. We're gonna have a little fun. Happy homecoming to all those Alabama State Hornets. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So, Coach Barlow, I gotta ask you, where does the love of football come from?
The love of football came from, I think, more or less what the game gave me, right? I started playing football, little pee-wee football for a year, and then I stopped. And then I got to seventh grade. I was approached by a coach at Bellingraph, and he wanted me to come play for their team. And I went and tried it and actually liked it. And this game has given me so much and so many life experiences that I've been able to enjoy through football. So that's where the love and the passion come from.
Now, I'm from Montgomery and you from Montgomery too. So do you think being in Montgomery also, for football, it was something to do, or was it just being around it, coming up in Montgomery?
Yeah, I honestly, baseball was like my favorite sport. Okay. And I enjoyed baseball. And my family, all of us, my brothers, there's 5 of us. And we all enjoy baseball, but it's not always convenient to play baseball in the hood, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need field and you need all this stuff, but you can always go play football. So I think just the maturation of my oldest brother playing, and then my next to the oldest brother playing, and then of course me, it's like what we did, right? So I think that was the reason why I got attached to football and started having success. And just like anything else, when you have success, right, you want to stay after it. So, those were the reasons for me.
Now, you went to Sydney L, correct?
You're right on, yeah.
So how was it playing in the West Side Classic? Because I know when I came up, I'm class of 09, it was always lit. Like Crampton Bowl was the place to be for West Side Classic. So how was that?
Yeah, I think Crampton Bowl, really for any of those inner city games, whether it was Lanier versus JD, Lanier obviously versus Carver was always lit. They had this McDonald's on Fairview Avenue after the game. Everybody would go there back in the day. But yeah, it was a fun classic. A fun classic to be a part of. Unfortunately, our high school, we didn't have much success in terms of win-loss when I was at Lanier. So I tell my friends all the time, I was like, we're the most consistent team in the state, because we were 2-8 3 years in a row.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we're pretty sad. We're pretty sad.
That's all right. Shout out to all those Carver Wolverines. Y'all were too. Italy, we got beat too, but it's all good. So what made you want to go to Alabama State?
To be honest with you, that was the only option I had.
Really?
Yeah, coming out of high school, I didn't get any scholarship offers, but from Alabama State. I had some conversations with the coaches at Alabama A&M. I actually went up there on a visit and went to Troy just for a game visit, but nobody offered me a scholarship at Alabama State. So that's why I'm so loyal and faithful to my school. The only school that gave me an opportunity to come there and play football, Coach Houston Markham. And once we got there, we were able to write our own path.
Now, how was it playing in the Magic City Classic? Because as you know, that's the biggest classic in the nation.
Yeah, that Magic City Classic is an amazing game. I always revert back to the Magic City Classic. That was the one game as a freshman that I had some success, and it gave me the mindset that I belong. Up until that point, I didn't know. Made a big catch over the middle on a dig route to sustain a drive, which eventually went and allowed us to get a touchdown. And it was cold up there in Birmingham, and it was a nice hands catch. So it was a confidence booster for me. And then, of course, we've had some other really, really cool games where we played in the Magic City Classic and had success. As a player, we never lost to Alabama A&M.
Okay, talk your talk. Y'all hear that, Bulldogs?
Yeah, well, yeah, as a player. Now,
as a player, yes.
As a coach, I have to step back. They had Coach Jones up there, who was an amazing coach, and we had our battles. But yeah, he got the best of us a good bit of the time as a coach. It's such a fun game to be a part of. And then if you're a college athlete, say, hey, I get a chance to play in front of 65,000 people. That's huge. That's huge. There ain't a lot of people that's going to be able to say that or do that. So it was a great time. Really enjoyed it, and still look forward to going back to the Magic City Classic these days.
Well, not only did you play at Alabama State, you was the coach at Alabama State. When I was in high school, you was the coach. So it was turned up at Alabama State in 07 through 14, from what I know.
Yeah.
What's the difference between being a player and being a coach for Alabama State?
Well, obviously, there's more on you in terms of being a player. A coach. As a player, I can control Reggie Barlow. I can control me, and I can go out and I'm gonna perform and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But as a coach, now I'm responsible for every player and every coach and every support staff and everybody being on the right page, being on the same wavelength, and of course being able to go out and win. And we had some amazing players when I was the head coach here. Our coaches at the time did a great job of recruiting guys. I think at one point we had maybe 14 guys on our team, or 11 to 14 guys that was from Montgomery, which was huge for us because we wanted to have that Montgomery back at Alabama State type deal. But had a lot of fun at ASU. So grateful that they gave me a chance to be a head coach, when I hadn't really had a whole bunch of coaching experience. So I'm grateful for them for that. Obviously still support and try to do what we can to help out at ASU.
Yeah, it's always a good time at Alabama State. I enjoyed some times down there when you was down there, tailgating and things like that.
Oh yeah, the tailgating. Johnny Cole and LC Cole, those guys were kind of like the pioneers for tailgating for us on the level that we tailgate now. And then being able to get the new stadium, the new football complex, all of that stuff, we were able to get while we was there under Dr. Knight and President Harris and Elton Dean, and just a bunch of guys that poured into Alabama State football. Joe Witt, Woody McCorvey, all those guys came back around and poured into the football program. So it was a good time for us. We had a good time.
Shout out to Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit. That is my favorite person in the world.
Is it? Shout out to my guy Peter Rabbit, man. Everybody know, man, listen, that's a classic right there. Montgomery people, y'all check it, because if y'all know Peter Rabbit, that's a great, exceptional guy, man.
Yeah, Peter Rabbit is like, he's golden. And I always say, if we all can have the faith and the commitment that he have to Alabama State, then our universe would be all right, because we know he's committed.
Yeah. So let me transition to this. Being drafted in 96, like, what does that feel like? What is that emotion?
Yeah, being drafted was it was something that I really wanted. My coach, Roger Totten, at the time, this guy would drive, and it was basically because I told him what I wanted. And what I wanted was a chance to play in the NFL. I wanted to buy my mom a house, and I wanted to have an NFL career. So we went to work. We worked hard. We prepared ourselves. Of course, playing at Alabama State, had some really good teammates, was able to help get us the ball and us to make plays. And then just being able to go to Senior Bowl, go to the Blue Gray All-Star game, the Combine in Indianapolis. And then it was like, okay, this thing is coming. It's coming too, right? It may happen. And then just being drafted on that Sunday, I'll never forget it. We were sitting watching the draft. My mama she a church lady. She went about to church. So she was like, listen, if they don't ever up and pick you, I'm gonna just have to miss this because I'm going to church.
Right, I get it.
Yeah. So we ended up getting drafted right before she left out, her and my brother church. Of course, I stayed back and wanted to watch the rest of the draft, but it was a real blessing. Jacksonville Jaguars, it was on the second year of their existence, and I think God knew. He put me in a really cool place that wasn't too overwhelming. As a rookie, not too far from home. It was 5 hours away, so went there and had pretty cool career, 5 years down there had some really good teams. So But yeah, it was a special moment for all of us.
Now you played with Mr. Fred Taylor, did you not?
Mr. Fred Taylor's a bad man. Let me just tell you.
Bad man.
Oh man, you want to talk about awesome football player? Man, he is big, explosive, 4'3", 40, catch it out of the backfield. And I know he's not in the Hall of Fame, but there are some Hall of Fame guys that wish they had what Fred had, because he's man, and we're friends to this day. I've been on their podcast, The Pivot. And so I think I was a year or two ahead of Fred, but just a really good teammate. I'm so proud of like what he's doing now. Coming from the muck, he's down there. Yeah, but he's doing well though. Really happy.
Now hold on now, Mr. Barlow. Now you didn't led the NFL in punt returns too. Now you cut up yourself.
When you're running scared, things happen.
That's that Montgomery speed, ain't
it? Yeah. It's like what you was thinking. I was like, I wasn't thinking. I was
right.
Trying to get away, right?
Yeah.
And that's such a blessing. And there's things in life you can hang your hat on, and to say, okay, yeah, you led the league in punt return yards. Some other stuff is a proud moment. It's a testament to team, because special teams, you got to have a special group of guys that's gonna go out and block, do all this stuff for you. So we was blessed to do that. We had Larry Pasquale was our special teams coach back in the day, and he used to draw up all those nice schemes, him and John Bonamago, and we had some success at that. It was fun times for us.
So do you think playing in the NFL contributed to your coaching style, like how you coach?
Yeah, so I think my coaching style is based off of 3 coaches, and Houston Markham is one. I got that whole grit mindset from Houston Markham, where we're gonna work, and then we're gonna work some more. And Labor Day come, we're gonna label, we're gonna work, right? And then Tom Coughlin, man, this guy you would have to, like, if the meeting at 7:00 and you got there for 7, you late.
You're late,
right? And just the small integral detail type deals, and like being disciplined and your diet correlates with being disciplined on the field, running your routes right, and all that stuff. And he just connected it all. An amazing leader, amazing winner. He's won, 3 Super Bowls, but forever grateful for him. And then John Gruden was our coach. He brought me out to the Oakland Raiders, and that was a proud moment for me. If you want to play in the NFL, to go play for the Raiders and be picked by Al Davis, that's really good stuff. But then he left, went to Tampa, and then of course he brought me out there to Tampa. So Coach had that genuine enthusiasm. I'm sure you probably heard him on Monday Night Football back when he was, and now he's doing some stuff. Gruden loves football. Man, I just sent him a video about 2 days ago, some special team stuff, but we always in contact with each other through text messages, and just really grateful for him that he didn't bring me to one place, he brought me to 2 places.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
You call him Chucky?
Chucky, yeah. Yeah. I always send him crazy stuff about Chucky, or I be analyzing film and all that stuff, but and he sends me stuff as well. But man, I love me some Gruden.
Yeah, good guy. So down at Tampa Bay, you got a Super Bowl, right?
We was led. I think we might have had about 5 Hall of Famers on that.
That's what I'm saying. That team was packed.
John Lynch, Derrick Brooks, Warren Sapp, Rondé Barber, and then we had Keenan McCardell, Keyshawn Johnson. Just loaded. Just loaded with talent. And I'm like, man, how can you have so much talent? Our defense that year, I know people rank defenses and they say the Chicago Bears and they say the Baltimore Ravens, but I'm just not sure. I think our defense scored like 3 times in the Super Bowl. Had like 5 interceptions, something crazy. Dexter Jackson. It was a sick performance. So, but yeah, I'm happy to be a part of that group. Really a good group of guys. I talked to Sapp a good bit. Talked to Dexter Jackson a little bit, and I try to stay in contact with John Lynch through text messages. Obviously, he's GM now and doing some stuff, but a lot of those guys are doing good things, so I try to stay in contact with them.
That's what's up. Like, what is that emotion? Like, you worked your whole career for a Super Bowl. Like, what does that feel like when you finally get it?
Yeah, it was a whirlwind. We left, we beat Philly, in the NFC Championship game. And then, certain years they have 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, and then sometimes they just have 1 week in between. And this particular year, it was fly back from Philly. I'll never forget that. They flew over the stadium, and the stadium was packed, and go out and celebrate with the fans. But then it's like, hey, tomorrow for 9 o'clock, we flying to San Diego. So you need to get your stuff together and be ready to rock and roll. The only unfortunate part was it was the 9/11, after 9/11. So there was a lot of, you can't do this, you can't do that type of stuff. Well, it's like typically the Super Bowl team that wins goes to the White House. Mm-hmm. We never got that because of 9/11. And so it was, but it's still, we got the ring, we won. It was great. Family got to see it, and it was just a surreal moment. It really was. I remember running out of the locker room, and the first person I saw was Greg Calhoun. I was
really?
Like, what's going on here?
Greg be here with us.
Greg Calhoun was at the Super Bowl. He was just like this right here, Barlow. And I just thought that was the coolest moment.
Yeah.
Right? All the way in San Diego. Naturally coming to the Super Bowl, support the homeboy. Man, that was just a surreal moment. And then, we went out and took care of business. So it was great.
Yeah, man. If you from Montgomery, you know about Calhoun Foods, man. Greg, man. He said
got to know about Greg. Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, he was a staple in this neighborhood, in this city. And I really wish, and this may be off the subject, I want to get that bypass where his first story is called Greg Calhoun Freeway. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, he definitely does.
History that he did, and I've talked to some people about it before, but I get busy and I need to stay on it so we can make it happen.
Yeah. Was it a difference coaching at Alabama State and Virginia State?
Virginia State, there's a little difference. Alabama State, man, we had, being FBS, FCS, you're going to have somewhat better athletes, and you can have more. You can have 63 guys on scholarship at ASU as opposed to Virginia State. I think we could only have 35 or something like that on some type of scholarship money. So the talent pool, right, it becomes a little screwed. But man, we had some really good players at Virginia State. Trent Cannon, this guy was amazing. He could have played anywhere. Alabama, Auburn, Notre Dame. He is a bad man, and he ended up getting drafted by the Jets and played about 5 years in the league, as well as some other guys we had that were good players. But with Virginia State being a Division II program, we didn't have as many scholarship athletes. But what I can tell you is from a budget standpoint and from a resource standpoint, they're just as good as anybody. Like they gave us everything we needed to be successful, from a recruiting budget, from apparel budget. Right when we were leaving there and we got this job with DC, we had just picked the field out, a new sports turf field, and the huge jumbotron. So there's a lot of positive things taking place at Virginia State. That is, I'm a Bama State graduate, but I love me some Virginia State.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Dr. Abdullah, the president there, Miss Peggy Davis, the director of athletics, man. When I tell you, like, those people gave me a chance at a point in my life where I was, going through some stuff, and it made me a better coach. Coaching at Virginia State made me a better coach. So definitely love that place. I'm hoping to get back up there this season for a game, but I love State.
I got you. So speaking of DC Defenders, so what is your vision for that type of team? Who plays and how do you get selected?
Yeah, so typically, like, the UFL, they host a bunch of what we call showcases, combines, if you will, where, we had one in DC. There was probably 300 guys there. They had one in Atlanta, 300 guys. And, all these guys, all they want is just a shot. They want a shot to be seen. And if they go and do well, then, hey, we give them a chance. We sign them. But a lot of our guys are, let's say, a guy that didn't get drafted but signed a free agent contract for training, for mini camp or something like that. Those are typically the guys that we'll take because they went to the NFL, which says they have the ability, just need a little bit more development. So those are some of the guys that we take. There's always other opportunities for guys to get picked up as well. So, but we're always looking, right? It's always that diamond in the rough, right? That you want to find, that we want to find, that we bring to our team. Von Hutchins is our general manager. He's done a great job of building our team. We had. At one point, I saw an article where we had 5 receivers that was in the NFL here this past season. Well, during this season right here. And then we've had some other ones, O-line guys. Our punter is a starting punter for Green Bay. Our Matt, another one of our kickers, he's on with, I think, Baltimore. So we've gotten some guys. Our coaches have done a great job of developing these guys. You know, that's what we want to continue to do.
That's amazing. That's great. I want to see. I want to see what it's looking like. I want to catch a game.
You have to come. You should Google this thing called a beer snake that they do up there at our field, Audi Stadium. Our fans are lit.
Okay.
There's this area, and when you get a chance, just Google or YouTube the beer snake. And what it is they take these cups of beer and they start off on the ground level of drinking beer and packing cups, drinking beers, packing cups. And by the end of the game or the middle of the game, the snake is from the bottom.
Oh, I think I seen that on TikTok. I think I seen that.
To the top of the stadium. Like they be getting lit. Right? Win, lose, or draw, they gonna drink them some beer.
I got you. I ain't a beer person, but I stack my tea up there.
Yeah. Likewise, right.
So you on Sporty Shorty. So we gotta talk a little football real quick. Good. So what you think about them Colorado Boulders, man? Deion up there showing out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Colorado. I know there's a lot of people that probably against them, just based on Deion being Deion. That's Shedeur Sanders, man. Let me tell you, this guy is a football player. He's a leader. He's a confident leader, and he's continued to show me that he is legit. And probably should be the first quarterback taken this year. Obviously, Travis Hunter is from another planet. I mean, he is. Yeah, he could do whatever he wants. But they've done a good job of building that team. The guys are playing hard, playing well for them. That UCF victory was a huge, right? Going on the road against the number 1 Russian team in the country and, taking care of their business. So that was a huge win for Deion and that program. I think that's one of those signature wins where, I don't know if people saw them beating UCF, right? Now, I think they may have a bye week this week, but now they just have to go and take care of the rest of the business. Obviously, this conference is a little bit different from what they were last year, but man, a huge win on the road for those guys. I don't think anybody saw that coming, especially to the magnitude in which they did it.
So what did you think about him at Jackson State? Because I loved it.
I mean, I thought it brought instant credibility in terms of more scouts coming to check out their players, that type of stuff. And he had some success there, right? He won. They were able to win the SWAC championship, I think, twice. Fell short of the national, but the notoriety and all that he brought to Jackson State was really cool to see. It was a lot of notoriety. It was a lot of stuff on TV. And I think for him, too, it allowed him to see exactly what HBCU football is and the struggles that we have in HBCU football. And he was able to help Jackson State out a good deal. And they won. That guy, Ashley Roberts, the AD there. And I thought that was the biggest hire in college football history, getting Deion. Oh, yeah. And doing what he did. Well, Nick Saban, Alabama.
It's a little bit better.
But getting Deion and who he is and the magnitude of what he brings, and it worked. Right? It worked. So, I thought that was a huge hire. It took the wherewithal of him to say, hey, let's do it. Right? And so we enjoyed him his short time in the SWAC. I think our Alabama State people might have peed him off a little bit because they played that video of him. So I think he was a little mad at us. And then him and our coach got in a little shuffle. Little pushing thing right there. Right? So Eddie was my teammate in college and my teammate in the NFL. I was pretty proud of him. do that because I would have never thought, oh, I would have did that. See, get your hand
Yeah,
off.
I don't think a lot of people would have did that one.
That's pretty big over here. Get your hand off me.
Yeah, that was different that day.
Prime like this right here.
So how does it feel being inducted into the SWAC Hall of Fame?
You know, I tell people all the time, each of us need all. And I mean that I get inducted in that, and it's because of Alcee Sertan, it's because of Paul Etheridge, it's because of D. Elliott, it's because of Houston Markham, John McKenzie. It is because of so many other people that allowed me to be blessed to get inducted into the SWAC Hall of Fame. I had some amazing teammates. I had a crazy coach that was gonna make them give me the ball. So you gonna throw that ball to Barlow. I don't care if he double covers, triple covers, throw it to him. So just grateful for all of those people that helped me get there. All of our quarterbacks, Damon Williams, who texted me today, is coming out for homecoming from California, and just so many guys. Alpha Shipman. I had some really cool teammates that made it competitive, stayed in the fight. T. Hall is another one I think about. Those guys made me better. Roy Dalton. So yeah, that award is for them, for my teammates, because I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for, you know, them keeping me humble and them challenging me on a daily basis.
So I have a lot of athletes that watch my channel. You have any word of advice for them? Anything you want to share with them that they should know when they're trying to make it to the league or make it in college?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times the old quote, everybody want to be a beast until it's time to be a beast, right? Everything with us starts with mindset, right? Because you can have the skill set and be blessed with ability. What's your mindset? Like, are you able to overcome adversity? Because there will be some adversity. Or will you tuck your tail, not be able to perform, right? Or are you a disciplined person, right? Are you disciplined to the point of you have intrinsic motivation? Like, you don't need anybody else to get you going. You can get yourself going. You're a self-starter. We love self-starters at our place with DC Defenders. And then, are your habits aligned with your expectations? You say, I want to be All-State. You say, I want to get drafted. You say, I want to be All-American. But what is your habit, right? Are they aligned with your expectations? And if they're not, then you're not wanting to achieve those things. You're delusional, and you need to figure it out. But that's what I would say to them. I mean, this is a competitive business, football, any professional sport. But if God has blessed you with the ability and you put in the work consistently, then you never know. You might be able to make it there.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I played basketball, and you know, it was tough. It was different. You know, these kids these days, they got social media. You know.
Yeah. They have that, but we had Atari. We had stuff that could distract us. But I mean, I'm from Ridgecrest. I'm from Bellingraph. I didn't go to a big Notre Dame or school. I got drafted from Alabama State. So that's an example of my high school. We didn't win. We won 6 games in 3 years. So it wasn't heavily recruited, but it's about getting that one opportunity and making that one opportunity work for you. And all you need is one yes. And that was one yes from Alabama State. And then it wasn't, oh, let me get drafted by 32 teams. I just need one. I just need one. And I got that yes from the Jacksonville Jaguars, thank God, and had a career. But you got to put in the work, and you got to make sure that your habits are aligned with your expectations.
I love it. That's if y'all didn't get that part, something wrong, because he laid it out for you.
Right on.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share with the people?
Hey, I'm just happy that we were able to break bread, come on here, talk a little football, talk sports and all that stuff. Congrats to you. You do a great job, extremely knowledgeable. Some of those things that you be saying, though, I don't be like, I don't know that.
You know, I tell the people the truth. You know, I get a lot of flack for what I believe.
I think, man, it was something I saw you had posted the other day, and I was like, I don't know if I can't remember what it was. Maybe you said somebody was a better receiver than somebody, or I can't.
Oh, Travis Hunter, better than Ryan.
He's not a better receiver.
But do you think if he played just receiver, he would be better, or since he plays both sides, he's not?
I just think Travis is a better athlete than him. If he did play just one position, I mean, the guy would be. This guy's amazing. They need to give him the Heisman. But this Williams boy, young man,
17.
Man, look here. He like Ragu is in him. He got it.
But I did say if Travis was defending Ryan, he'd get embarrassed. I did say that now.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd get embarrassed the whole time, not Travis.
Well, one play, all I got. You seen Georgia hugging each other. That's all that's all I got.
Oh yeah, they
did. The Georgia Bulldogs, roll tide to y'all.
Oh yeah, man. That was some victory. I was happy about that. I must admit, I didn't pick amongst my friends. I was like, man, there is no way they're gonna be able to beat Georgia.
What?
I tell you, they came out. This Miro guy is playing so well with this new coaching staff, and they're doing good. But it's always good for our state, to have Bama doing what it's doing. We just need our other brothers,
our little big brothers.
Yeah.
We love y'all, but y'all gonna have to stop embarrassing us.
Man, I love Auburn though. I never grew up like an Auburn or Alabama fan because I wanted to go to Tuskegee. That was my favorite school.
The illustrious. Shout out to my Tuskegee people. I was on the Tuskegee podcast yesterday, and I did shout out Alabama State, and they told me up.
I bet they did. So, and they didn't even recruit me. I was so heartbroken.
Oh no!
I'm talking about no visit, nothing. And I love me some Tuskegee. Oh my God! When we would go to the Turkey Day Classic, my family would tell you like, this boy want to sit on the Tuskegee side. Boy, you ate. You can't sit over there by yourself. We sitting over there by
Turkey Day Classic was always fun. Plus the parade. Oh my goodness. Just historic day in Montgomery for real.
I'm doing the parade.
Okay, you in it? Or you just
No, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going to watch them ride horses.
Yeah, cars and all that. Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. If you in Montgomery this weekend, y'all be safe, have fun. Alabama State homecoming this weekend. It's been such a pleasure having Coach Barlow on Sporty Shorty. We're gonna link up again in person,
Oh yeah, we'll make that happen.
Yeah, y'all know how I do. As always, roll tide and go Mavs. Peace.